Everyone knows MrBeast is the blueprint for success on YouTube. But how? That's the million-dollar question. And the answer comes from the man behind him. He's not here with us, but he left behind his knowledge in this book called The YouTube Formula. In it, MrBeast literally says, only 1 or 2 people in the world understand YouTube as well as Daryl. I run one of the most watched channels on the platform and I still talk to him about it. And whether you've got 5 subscribers or 5 million, you can still learn something from his book.
What I know is Daryl Eves, who I don't know how public he is with his stats. He's very intelligent. He knows what he's doing. So like his will be legit.
So yeah, Daryl Eves is our sensei today. And if you're curious and want to dive deeper, the link to grab his book is down below. I'm going to break down the 5 key concepts you need to crush it on YouTube. How to find your audience and attract people who are actually hyped to support you. How to beat the algorithm and make YouTube want to push your videos. How to create thumbnails and titles so good people will regret not clicking. How to come up with content ideas that blow minds. And on top of all that, how to build a fan base that waits for every upload and goes to war for you in the comments. And most importantly, how not to end up like this guy right here.
This is John. He wants to be a YouTuber and live the dream, so he sets off on his journey, records his video, posts it, and posts and posts. Keeps on posting. Solid year, right? Let's check in and see how he's doing. Wait, why doesn't he want me to look? Oh, poor John.
Reading this book made me see YouTube in a whole new light. While everyone kept saying it's all just luck, I started to notice the patterns, where people saw every YouTuber as just another copy. I realized it's not that everyone looks the same. It's that the ones who stay relevant are the ones following the pattern, and the ones trying too hard to be different. They're basically digging their own grave. The book's packed with real success stories of people Daryl helped, like the Piano Guys, Shot of the Jaegers, John Malecki, Legal Eagle, even MrBeast, back when he had only 4.7 million subscribers. Sometimes all it takes is one piece of advice to flip the switch, and suddenly the path to success opens up. And no, it's not going to be that, oh my god, how did I not think of that type of advice? Like, just be creative, be yourself, just start. Or the key is to never give up. I'm over it. That's not what I'm showing you here. If growing on YouTube were really that easy, everyone would be a successful creator by now. I want to bring something different to this channel. The people at the top, they don't stay in their comfort zone. MrBeast makes millions, but all he thinks about is how he's going to spend it on the next video. A lot of people say YouTube is all luck, but honestly, it's only luck for the ones who choose to rely on it. I don't know about you, but I'd rather bet on strategy and preparation. And if I have anything to do with it, you're going to be prepared too. Before you even start a channel, there's one thing you need to have in mind: your audience. And I'm not talking about your niche. I mean, who's actually going to watch you? What's their age, gender, where do they live, what do they believe in, what are their values, their habits. When you figure that out, you'll know what to show them, how to talk to them, and over time, they'll start shaping your content. The more you connect with them, the more they'll love what you do. And as we'll see later, so will the algorithm.
But wouldn't it be better to make content that anyone can watch? That way, I'll get more views, right?
Nope. That's exactly the kind of thinking that's wrong. And honestly, it's why YouTube isn't nearly as saturated as people think. 2 creators can make videos on the exact same topic, and people will still choose between creator A and creator B. Not because of the subject, but because they speak in different ways to different people. Some viewers just vibe more with one than the other. Trying to run away from that is how you end up with a channel that has no personality. It's not your channel anymore. It's just some robotic, forgettable channel people only click on when they need something. Empty, lonely. All it really wanted was to be liked for who it really is. Take this. You could start a cooking channel, sure, but there are so many different directions you can go with that. Are you trying to teach people how to cook, or are you more about entertainment? And if it's about teaching, who's it for? college kids living on their own for the first time, or moms trying to surprise the family? Do they want healthy recipes, desserts, or meat-heavy meals every time? See how fast things can shift? The better you know your audience, and the clearer you are on what they actually want, the better your content's gonna hit. The algorithm will recommend you more, and you'll stress way less about what your next video should be. So, how do you figure out your target audience? There are 3 main ways. First, make a list of some channels in your niche that you want to take inspiration from, like 10 to 20 of them. Go check out their most viewed videos, especially the more recent ones. Ideally, nothing older than a year. That way, you're not learning from stuff that used to work but doesn't hit anymore. Take notes on how their thumbnails and titles look. Compare the videos that popped off to the ones that flopped. Look at the like to dislike ratio. Check the comments. How many are there and what are people actually saying? Look at the video length too. Then watch the video itself and pay attention to the little details that make viewers stick around. Next step, find your audience outside of YouTube. That means looking at social media groups, niche websites, even Reddit, which is actually a goldmine for understanding how people in a community think and talk. And to level it up even more, ask yourself, what kind of person do I want watching me? Are they chill or high energy? What are they into? What's their goal? Do they want something extra from the content? The more they're like you, the better. Because trust me, you don't want to end up pretending to be someone else every day just to pay the bills. Build a channel where people love you for who you actually are, right from the start. Once you've figured out who your audience is, it gets way easier to find people who will actually want to watch everything you post. But now comes your biggest enemy, the algorithm, or actually, your coolest enemy. Think of it like this. At first, it's like you're visiting its house, super chill, makes you feel welcome. But the second you mess up, it kicks you out. No warning, no mercy. Back when you were just watching videos, it felt like YouTube just worked. Everything flowed. The content found you. But that ease, it came from a system running behind the scenes. And now, you're not just a guest anymore. You're working for that system. But here's the good news. If you get on the boss's good side, you're about to have the best job ever. And yeah, that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do. The algorithm's not out to screw creators. It's actually the opposite. It wants you to win. Why? Because YouTube's whole business is, if you make money, they make even more. But still, some people just don't want to listen. They keep doubling down on clickbait, non-family friendly language, sex appeal, you name it. Here's what I'm trying to say. Stop treating the algorithm like the enemy. Learn how it thinks. Play with it, not against it. Give it exactly what it wants. It's not setting rules because it's some evil dictator. It's running a business. And without rules, this place would be total chaos. So, follow the rules, and you'll be just fine. Alright, now that you know the algorithm's not some evil monster, let's get into the real stuff. What actually makes your content get pushed? The answer? It's always in the data. Like we talked about before, every piece of content is different. What gets someone to click on one video might not work for the next. There are a ton of metrics that matter. CTR, retention, impressions, traffic sources, and more. But here's the catch. You only start getting access to those numbers once you actually post your own videos and start pulling in views. Until then, the best advice I can give you is pay attention to the data. Even when it's subtle, it's always telling you something. Look at what big creators do and ask yourself, why do they follow that pattern? Understand this. People can find your video in a bunch of different ways. Through search, through their homepage, or from being suggested after watching another video. And for each of those, there's a different strategy. For search, find out what people are asking on YouTube and answer that. Make sure your video is set up to pop up when someone types that in. For homepage recommendations, you gotta grab attention. These viewers weren't looking for you. You have to make them want to click anyway. It's about making your content feel too interesting to ignore. For suggested videos, that's where you ride the wave. If someone else made a video on the same topic and it blew up, study it. Look at how they wrote the title, the tags, the description. Check what videos show up in their suggested list. Get as close as you can to that content, so YouTube starts connecting your video with theirs. If their audience liked it, chances are they'll like yours too. Also, don't lie to your viewers, and don't try to trick people. And yeah, don't use copyrighted content unless you're cool with getting banned. There are a ton of little things that can make YouTube like you more, but honestly, it's way too much for just one video, so I'll save that for later. Just remember, YouTube likes what people like. Now that you know how not to get banned from YouTube and how to stay on the algorithm's good side, let's get into the most important part of your channel. The videos? Nope. It's your titles and thumbnails. Here's the deal. You can only improve your content if you're getting feedback. And if no one's clicking on your videos, guess what? No feedback. No growth. Nothing to fix or build on. Big YouTubers don't even start making a video unless they've got a solid title and thumbnail in mind first. You could have absolute gold sitting on your channel, but if no one clicks it, it's worthless. So yeah, spend real time planning both. It's not optional. Let's start with thumbnails. Your goal is to spark curiosity the second someone sees it. You're basically telling a story without words. These days, you're up against insane competition for attention, and our brains process images faster than anything else on the screen. So your message, it needs to come through in that one image before someone scrolls right past your video into the content void. And make it pop. It has to stand out from everything else around it. Oh, and don't forget, around 70% of people are watching on their phones. So if your thumbnail has tiny text or details that disappear on a small screen, it's game over. If you want to grab attention, there are a few proven patterns you can follow.
But won't following a pattern make my thumbnail blend in with everyone else's?
Remember what I said. If everyone actually followed the pattern, everyone would be winning. These patterns exist because they work. First off, always include a face. People are naturally drawn to faces. We're social creatures. It doesn't have to be your face, it can be someone else's or even a character that fits the vibe of the video. And make sure the expression is big. That kind of stuff triggers curiosity. Also, highlight an object, something central to the video. That one visual clue can tell viewers what the video is about before they even read the title. Remember, we're telling a whole story just through images. Pay attention to colors. Use strong contrast, brightness, darkness, whatever makes things pop. Use the color wheel to make sure they actually work together. These effects bring the image to life and add emotion. And yeah, we've also got the classic clickbait tools, arrows, circles, the whole thing. I'll break those down along with different types of thumbnails in a separate video. Oh, and here's a pro tip. Always have a plan B. Make 1 or 2 backup thumbnails that switch up the message or visual style. If the first one flops, swap it out and see if your click-through rate gets better. So now you've got a pretty solid idea of how to make a thumbnail that actually works. Part 2 is the title. Your title backs up the story you told in the thumbnail. But this time, with words. You want it short, like under 60 characters, so it doesn't get cut off by the platform and people can read the whole thing. Make it easy to remember. You want someone to be able to tell their friend, yo, have you seen this video? Just look it up. Focus on the why. Why would someone click on this? What's the value for them? That answer is your main keyword, and it should be right at the front of your title. That one word should sum up your entire video. And if you start paying attention to the videos that get recommended to you, you'll notice a pattern. Successful ones usually follow the same kind of structure. Once you've got your main idea, then it's time to polish it. And for that, I've got a whole other video coming just about title strategies. Alright, so now you're finally getting some clicks. Nice. But here's the big question. Why do people dip out in the first few seconds of the video? And yeah, that's exactly what we're going to fix next, one step at a time. Like I said before, there's no point making the perfect video if no one's even going to click on it. First off, let's get one thing straight. Your content isn't just the video. The thumbnail, the title, the metadata, it's all part of the package. They all work together to make your video stand out. If one's off, the whole thing falls flat. You've got to understand this. The message is everything. Are you trying to teach something specific? Sell a product? Share an idea? Whatever your goal is with that video, keep it locked in the front of your mind the entire time. First thing you gotta get is this: storytelling matters. People have loved stories since, like, forever, and telling a good one takes more than just good vibes and wishful thinking. The method I think works best, it's this 4-step structure called Ki, Sho, Ten, Ketsu. If you've never heard of it, it's basically Japan's most popular story format, and it's one of the big reasons anime took over the world. Like, seriously, if that's not a winning formula, I don't know what is. Think about it. It's so powerful that millions of people watch shows in a language they don't even speak, from a culture totally different from their own. That's how strong the structure is. Here's how the structure works. Step 1 is the intro. This is where you hook people in. You're grabbing attention and setting up just enough context so they can actually follow the story. This part should be short and punchy, like 10% of your total video. If you don't get their attention here, you're probably losing them for good. Next up is the development. You're building momentum off that hook, re-engaging the viewer, and getting them hyped for what's coming. Think of it as the setup for the big moment. You're dropping hints, raising questions, setting the stage. This should take around 30% of your video. Then comes the most important part, the twist or climax. This is what they've been waiting for. Maybe they already know what happens, but the how is where you blow their minds. This should take up about 50% of your content because, yeah, this is where the magic happens. And finally, the outro. Quick and clean, like 10% tops. You're wrapping things up, resolving any tension, and reminding the viewer how far they've come. It's the "we made it" moment. Now, you don't have to follow these time percentages to the second, but keep the proportions in mind. If you drag out the wrong section, your viewer's attention is gone. To keep it tight and engaging, start strong. Deliver on what your title and thumbnail promised right away. When you're planning the video, ask yourself, can I explain this idea in one short sentence? If not, you're probably going to run into retention issues. Keep the pacing fast and dynamic, and throw in some pattern breaks to stop people from zoning out. Oh, and here's a pro move. After the climax, drop something unexpected. A surprise twist. Most viewers bounce once they feel like they got what they came for. But if you train your audience to expect an extra little payoff, like a post-credit scene in a movie, they'll start sticking around longer. Congrats. You're probably starting to see some real traction now, but with growth comes something a lot of people don't know how to handle. Fans. And haters. A ton of channels manage to drop a viral video, but then fumble the momentum completely. Ever seen a video with over 100K or even 1 million views, and then checked the channel and they barely have 50K subs, or the rest of their videos barely crack 10K? This part is all about turning casual viewers into loyal fans. People who show up for every video and ride for you no matter what. Ever wonder how some creators are basically uncancelable? Like, public opinion turns on them and they just keep going? It's because they built a strong community around themselves. One that's got their back, even when the internet comes after them. And that's exactly why this part matters. It's how you build real fans and open doors to a long-term career. Anyone can drop one viral video, but keeping that momentum for 10 years, that's a whole different game. There are 6 simple steps, and the first one is tell your story. Like I said before, people are obsessed with stories, and there's no better one to introduce you than your own. Even if you feel like your life's not that exciting, it's all about how you choose to look at it. Odds are, there are thousands of people out there who've been through the same stuff and feel just like you. So tell people why you started doing what you're doing. Pour your emotions into your project. That's what hits people deep. And if you're thinking, I only started this because I wanted to make money, well, ask yourself, out of all the ways to make money these days, why this one? There's probably something deeper driving you that you haven't even realized yet. Next up is building your belief system, what you stand for, your values, the stuff that actually drives you. Make it clear what keeps you moving forward. If you hide behind a mask from day one, you're basically building your brand on a house of cards. So ask yourself, what do I want people to think of when they hear my name? You're also going to need to start thinking in symbols. What visuals represent what you believe in? Think about it. When you see a brand's logo, you're not thinking about the shape or color. You're thinking about what it stands for. That's the vibe you're aiming for. Images that mean something way deeper than just how they look. Once your image is locked in, it's time to build your rituals. And no, not the creepy kind. I'm talking about the things you do consistently to deliver your message. Like that signature outro every cartoon has. Something your audience starts to expect, recognize, and feel connected to. It's your unique way of doing things, the little habits that make your content you. And don't sleep on your vocabulary either. Develop your own way of speaking, phrases, catchwords, even slang that your viewers will want to copy. That's how you make people feel like they're part of something, like they're in on something the rest of the world just doesn't get. And the most important piece of all, people. People should be the beginning and the end of everything you do. Start by establishing a leader, probably you, the one who speaks for the crew and leads them in the right direction. You've got to be a face people trust, not just some soulless PNG with a mic. Wait. Okay, well, some of those aren't even that trustworthy. One of them is even named Jeff. Just saying. But your community isn't just you. You've also got your real ones, your day ones, your loud supporters who go hard for you online. Don't forget to hype them up and show some love. They'll be your front line when the haters roll in. 'Cause, let's be real, if nobody randomly hates you on the internet, are you even doing it right? A shared enemy only makes your squad stronger. But don't think that just 'cause you made it this far in the video, you've got it all figured out. With everything we talked about, yeah, you're already way ahead and set up to make some fire content. But I had to keep things super short to not turn this into a documentary. So if you want to see me actually break all of this down, for real, check out this playlist. That's where I go deep on everything you need to know. Look, I've been that guy, trying every possible way to grow on this platform, and all I could find were surface level tips, just tiny little hacks that didn't actually move the needle. I wasted a ton of time watching creators who honestly didn't give anything useful. But now, it's different. I finally know how to play the game. And I don't want you going through that same mess. I want you to be that guy.
John was super hyped to start his YouTube channel, but he wasn't some clueless newbie. He did his homework so he wouldn't waste his time later. Just like that classic quote says, "Give me 6 hours to chop down a tree, and I'll spend the first 4 sharpening the axe." And yeah, he made that prep count. He proved that on YouTube, success isn't about luck. It's about being ready. Now, that's a great John.
And that's a wrap. You've learned how to pick your audience early on, and how that alone can fast-track your channel's growth. You learned how to be besties with the algorithm, how to craft thumbnails and titles that'll blow your video up with views, how to make content you won't be embarrassed about later, and how to build a crew that's literally just waiting to see you win. And hey, did you catch me using every single one of those techniques in this video? If you want to check out the book, the link's down below. I skipped the super technical theory stuff, like how YouTube works behind the scenes, and just brought you the hands-on, real-world part. Or hit that playlist if you want to go deep dive mode. I break down the book and every single topic we talked about here. And please, don't be a poor John.